All right, I'm now joined by Julian Nadeau, founder of Code for Kids. Good morning to you.
Morning.
How are you?
Pretty good, and yourself?
Good. For people who have never stumbled across the site, what is Code for Kids?
Code for Kids is a program I started probably about 5 or 6 months ago. We aim to bring children from the community and teach them valuable computers, coding, design skills, so stuff that they can really use in their future careers, be it programmers, somebody at CTV, somebody just in any field really. You can use coding skills.
There's a lot of jobs out there in that field,
There is, actually. There's more than students, actually. So
you kind of stumbled across the realization that this was necessary, right? What happened? You were in your workplace?
So I was in my workplace, and we had our employee had his kid there for PD day, and it was a pretty fun workplace for adults, but not so much for kids.
He was looking pretty bored?
Yeah, he was really bored.
Okay.
So what I was like to his dad was like, well, we have all these people that can code and develop, design, do all these awesome things. Why don't we teach him? And then I walked away, and about 5 minutes later, I was like, well, why don't we teach all the kids to code? Why don't we do this as an event? And it was originally just supposed to be like a pilot event, and then it was so successful that we had people contacting our executive team, trying to get on, even though it's not even part of that company. It's like a little side project of mine that's kind of been blown into like this massive program, and it's so successful that I've run a second event, and I'm planning on my third event in September.
Okay, so the event is on September 14th. You've called it Design Thinking for Kids. What age group is that event for?
That event is actually for 9 to 12-year-olds.
Okay.
We're going to be teaching them just various logical thought behind design, how to critically think of the usability of a product, obviously down into layman's terms for kids.
Right.
But we're definitely going to be teaching them valuable skills that's going to be transferable to pretty much anything.
If they have no experience in coding or that field, for that matter, can they still attend? Will they still understand, do you think?
Definitely. That's exactly what we're here for. We're not going to be teaching them a high-level concept and going like 5 levels beyond their knowledge. We're definitely bringing it down to terms that they're able to understand.
Okay. Why do you think it's important that kids that are that young be introduced to something like essentials of coding?
Well, you see, they're surrounded every day by computers, iPads. It's getting to the point where schools are actually introducing iPads into their curriculum, and yet they have no idea how to use them, how to change even just settings.
Right.
And when they start to get older and start to get into their careers, programming and just anything in general will be necessary just to be able to perform basic tasks.
You're going to be left in the dust if you don't have a basic understanding, at least a basic understanding.
Oh, pretty much. I mean, you already see it nowadays where people that have coding skills, even if they're, I have a friend who's an English major, he has some coding skills, and he was able to get, some web design stuff, even though he's an English major. So, I mean, that just having those basic skills was able to bring you to the next level.
Right. And a website, essential if you want to have a job or even just promote yourself.
Oh, it's
right?
Portfolio, right?
Exactly. So now for kids that are a little bit younger, you're thinking of maybe introducing something like blogging for kids?
Yeah, I found at my last event that there's a definite need in younger children to know how to type, to know how to write things out. So I was trying to find a way to bring that to the kids without making it boring. So I figure setting up something like a WordPress blog or something similar, and then just messing around with that and having them type some articles, show them how to do the basic things. They can eventually use that as well to bring in HTML code. But they can start off just by learning how to type. What even the shift button does. A lot of them had trouble with that, so it's something I think that would definitely help them and bring them up to speed with some of the older kids.
What do you think an appropriate age group to begin teaching blogging is?
I'm aiming at 7 to 9-year-olds.
Yeah, that's scary, but it makes sense.
Well, I mean, 7-year-olds now, there's some out there that are, surpassing their parents, and it's,
Well, yes, if their parents are anything like my dad, using the whole 2-finger typing skill, right?
Yeah. No, I've definitely had that painful experience with some people, so.
Yeah. So what kind of doors has it opened for you?
For myself, well, I just, it's really been a networking thing for me. It's just learning experience, It's opened my eyes to, to me something second nature, but to a kid it might not be. So it really brings me back down to more of a humbling level where I'm able to really realize what's going on and how everything's going to work. So.
And you work at Shopify. There's so many of you over there now.
There's a lot, yeah.
Right?
We're up to, I think, about 300 now.
Okay. So what kinds of jobs do you think that these kids could do if they understand how to program, or they at least get the interest for it and want to go to school for it?
Oh, geez. I mean,
like
jobs,
anything online, right?
Pretty much. Like, there's so many jobs out there. There's, web design, web developers, graphics design, UI design, UX research, programmers. The list goes on and on.
Okay.
I'd list them all, but we'd run out of time.
Right. If people want to learn more information, what's the webpage?
It's code-4-kids.com.
Okay, and they can follow you on Twitter?
Yeah, at Code for Kids.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page, Code for Kids as well. So if they want to follow us there, it's awesome as well.
And what are your thoughts about implementing a Code for Adults event? Because I could use that.
Code for adults? I mean, that's something we could definitely look into in the future. But
we'll talk about it, you and I, all right?
We'll talk about it.
Okay, so now